Sir, side please. Emergency official business. Ma'am, side please. Side please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
Double tall. I need 8 Praetorian guards. I need 8 episodes of the Ahsoka series. I need 8 bottles of wizard juice. 99 bottles of wizard juice on the wall. 99 bottles of craziness. What is up, everybody? What is going on? And welcome everybody in here to 6 Scale Raw, where my camera's kind of fallen down a little bit. But look who we got on this side over here. The Brentmeister, the newsman, the Star Wars newsman. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Dude, it's just coming at us relentlessly right now, isn't it? I mean, what do we do? You know, you know, what tomorrow's got to be something, right? I mean, we're still in this most recent, you know, phase of crazy. You know, we're coming off the Artisan Anakin, and now we got Praetorian, and we got a teaser for Sabine Wren last week, and we've got 2 episodes of Ahsoka that we're soaking in our guts right now. There's just so much going on. It's crazy, Aries. Well, it's crazy, and I love it. And I'm thanking you for letting me be a part of this every Monday night.
Oh, it's my pleasure, baby. And listen, you know, it's all happening because, Brett, I think this is where the fun.
This is where the fun begins.
It's chewable right now, baby. It's just chewable.
Oh my God.
Isn't it?
It is. It's very it is chewable. Almost as chewy and as delicious as this. And you walk right into this, baby.
You're delicious, bro.
Cowboys.
Oh.
You have to wonder if that's our next Hot Toys release. Well, listen, Brett, it's good to have you in here. And look who else we have in here. We have got Victoria back from the other cantina. Victoria, what's going on? Welcome back in here. And I had a blast, my friend, on Social Hour at Victoria's Cantina. When 2 cantinas collide, it's like it's like an explosion, baby.
Yeah, it's like the particle collider at CERN kind of thing. It was wild. We had a good time. Aries, how's it going? Gentlemen, how's it going? Everybody in the chat, thanks for being with us. Yeah, awesome. You know, like there's a lot to be happy about right now as far as Star Wars goes. Collecting, Ahsoka, Hot Toys, you know, plenty. So I'm stoked to be here. Thank you for having me, and I'm really excited for the conversation.
Yep. Always good having you in here, Victoria, for sure. And look who else we got in here right now. The second brother. What's going on, my friend? I don't find. I don't know. I feel like I got to fill this table up. Second brother, which is table Oblivion. It's been a while.
So, you guys seen the wangers?
Sure you don't want some coffee?
No, but how about
What's up, baby?
Man, you know, just maintaining, taking everything day at a time. And thanks for the wizard juice that you passed over.
Ooh, heck yeah!
Thanks for that. And you know, maybe we could get a couple more drops that comes out of this.
Well, yeah.
Thanks for having me. Love the discussion. It's been an amazing week this past week, and I think all of us is like kids during Christmas Eve, waiting for tomorrow evening at 9:00 to see what's in store for us. So
yeah,
Hot Toys just is bringing that fire and keeping us, like we said, just keeping us all entertained and keeping us on our toes. So just can't wait to see what else is coming. They did a couple of teases, but man, it's just it's an exciting time, and
Yeah.
just take it day by day, man. Just take it in day by day.
Day by day, and I do think it's an exciting time, and I do agree with you. I do think it is. I do think it's quite good. Second brother. Although I don't know if it's as good as that, because as I fill up table 66, man, I love that version of the Emperor. That was I don't know. Every time I see Revenge of the Sith and see him turn into the Emperor right there after he Mace gets tossed out the window, it is chill. It is like chiller theater. It is like, oh my goodness, here he is. He's a baddie. But yeah, no, it's good to have you in here. We're going to be having brother cousins be jumping in here in just a little bit, and a couple other members as well. But let's say hi, everybody, to some of the people in here. We have got Valiant Archer. Let's go. Coffee spilling time. What's up, baby? Good to have you in here. Paul Morales, happy that Victoria is in the house. I am as well. And the OG fan. When Star Wars was just Star Wars, what's going on? And our good Fred Costa, Pop Culture Living Room. Yo, back at you, baby. And Mary Sullivan. Mary, who was also in Victoria, our stream back on Friday on your channel. Mary, always great to have you in here. Yomo, what is up, baby? Always good to have you in here. And Boba Fettuccine. I didn't have dinner yet, man. Oh, but you know your name. It just makes me hungry. The 1/6 enthusiast. I think we're all kind of enthused right now with everything that's going on. Aaron collects what is going on. Clink is in the house as well. And Lane Kramer, our friend Lane. Lane should be back in next week. Geez, sounds like Aries is trying to OD himself on stuff. No. Right into that one, baby. But good to have Lane in the house. And what's up, Laurel? Always good to have you in here. And hi back at you, AJ. Always good to have you in here, my friend. What is going on? And Charlie the Unicorn talking about spilling some coffee. Absolutely. I think we're all spilling coffee lately, my friends. And you have to wonder, Charlie, is this what you did with this morning's announcement? Wonder. The collector #1, good supporter in here. What is up, my friend? Thank you for being on in the house for sure. And if I miss any of you, I'm just an old guy setting the controls, baby. You know what I'm talking about, at the heart of the sun. So just keep posting in there and I'll try and get at you. Come on. When is Zach is in the house? Good to have you in here. Or what's up back at you? Louis Lapitz, what is going on, buddy? Good for health. What is up? And everybody else that's in here. Brent, did you like the Ahsoka series so far, baby? We were talking about it backstage. Let's continue that conversation. You know, I was asking you guys about the opening scroll, and I think Second Brother, you chimed in on it. And it was something that I spoke to Victoria about on her Cantina Social Hour on Friday nights every week at 10 p.m. Eastern. I kind of dug that opening scroll. It kind of did it for me. I'll be honest with you. I put it on. That opening scroll came down, and I was like, damn, this is wicked. It's wild. It's kind of spooky. And it sucked me right in. It sucked me right in like a great fresh bag of M&Ms, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they gave us 3 paragraphs, which is the Star Wars way. So it had that feel to it. And then right out of the gate, if you go back and watch it, and in true Star Wars diehards will have noticed that it was a very A New Hope-y beginning, but different. And then you had the Sith going down the corridor, taking out Rebel fleet troopers, which was very end of Rogue One-y. And you had Rebel fleet troopers getting annihilated in a corridor, which went back to A New Hope. So there was a very deliberate beginning to that show in episode 1 by Filoni. I think it was his way of just saying, look, folks, this one's going to feel and taste a lot like what you knew back when. And I got to be honest with all three of you and with our folks that are watching, I thought that hour and 45 minutes or hour and a half of that show was about as Star Warsy as Disney has gotten since they launched live action shows on Disney Plus. That thing had a Star Wars pace to it. It just felt like it. Every shot, every moment was deliberate. It advanced the story forward. There was nothing, in my opinion, that dragged. I know a lot of people say the first episode dragged. Well, you know what? They were trying to develop, Sabine Wren. And I thought they really, really did everything they could to make us care about her in those 2 episodes, because we better damn well care about her, because that was Filoni's way of saying, if you didn't care about her after the first 2 episodes, you may as well stop watching, because she is gonna be a major part of this, and now you're going to be along for the ride because you got to see how that whole thing played out. And there's a lot more story there to mine and tell. We don't know why there's a rift between her and Ahsoka, but they certainly left us breadcrumbs, didn't they?
Well,
and they will tell that story as we go along.
Well, Brent, it looks like that when you watched these episodes, you did this, baby.
I just thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, you spilled your coffee.
Just absolutely buttoned up, pure Star Wars, both of them beginning to end. Everybody has their opinion, but I'm a guy who was one of the kids who stood in line in 1977 outside the Cinema 4 in my home, wrapped around the building to get in to see the original. So I've been on this bus since the freaking door opened. And
it's a good bus. It's a good bus to be on.
And you can't, I get to have my opinion because I know what it was like from the start. And I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was brilliant. And I really hope it continues along this through line. I really hope they don't veer off into the reservation, do something weird. They've got a story here to tell. Just freaking tell it, and tell it well, and develop some characters and make me want to buy figures.
And make you want to do this with the big dog pound in the house saying hi to everybody and hi back at you. Makes you want to go, woo! Come on. Because no, I really enjoyed it. I love that opening scroll. It captivated me right in. And I don't know, Victoria, second brother. What did you guys enjoy? Did you got what you saw of it? I really did. I'm going to give you my thoughts here in a second. Obviously, we know the Star Wars newsman spilled his damn coffee all over this new series. But I'll be honest with you, it really was what I expected. Like, I was coming in and I had expectations on where I thought it was going to go. And I thought it kind of I thought it kind of went there, and a lot of fan service too. Second brother, but what did you think of it, my friend?
Man, to me, it's just like where Rebels dropped off and this just picked up in this place, like the train never stopped moving.
Yeah, you had them all in there.
Like the train never stopped moving. The pacing is excellent. The cast choices are excellent. It seemed like everyone fits into their role. Man, I cannot scream on the appreciation of having the late Ray Stevenson play his role as Balin, because he actually gives off the Vader vibe.
Doesn't he, baby?
He gives off that vibe. He doesn't say much, but you just like, okay, if I had to be in a torture room with Vader or him, I don't know which one I would have to pick.
He does. He gives off that Vader vibe, baby.
Disturbing.
But the key is he doesn't have to say much. It's just like his actions just prove for itself.
Yeah, I tell you what, that also freaking captivated me too. So it was like the opening scrolls, right? And I was like, oh darn. And then the story itself too, they got right into it. They wasted no darn time about Grand Admiral Thrawn. Here's your new threat. Here's your new freaking Thanos in this galaxy, in this Mandoverse. That's what I'm getting out of it, of coming in there. And then Balin comes in, kicks butt. I tell you what, Victoria, I don't know, or any of you guys, I'm a giant Star Trek fan too. And I love what J.J. Abrams did with Chris Pine, Zachary Quino, the whole works there with that whole freaking cast. And they're working on a fourth one, thank God, because it was just so great. But there was a lot of stuff with Star Trek. Before Balin came in and absolutely kicked butt, I thought it was on the bridge of the Enterprise. I really, really was. I'm like, whoa! And then, when the captain went down, her face had the con, and I'm like, damn. I kind of dug that, guys. Victoria, did you like that? And did you get that vibe like you were on the starship? One of the Starfleet Command ships? I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know you're what you mean. I'm not a huge Star Trek person, but I was able to make that connection as well. But yeah, no, I like we discussed on Friday, like I really enjoyed those first two episodes and thought that it was very Star Warsy, like Brent was saying, and it just kind of hit all the right notes. It kind of felt like what I wanted, and I was keeping my expectations really low, but I was hoping that it was going to be great, and what we have so far has been pretty great. And I completely agree. Like Sabine was the standout for me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of where her story goes. Just thinking back like to Rebels, and seeing, she doesn't have the Force, right? But she was trained by Kanan to kind of make up for the lack of her Force abilities by using her Mandalorian trinkets and Mandalorian skills. So, using the jetpack and using her gauntlets and all that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the rematch with Shin Hati whenever that comes about. So that's really cool. Let's see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, Shin Hati. Sticking with Balin for a second though, Brent, he gave off the Darth Vader vibe, like we were just talking about here. He had like the opposite vibe of this.
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky!
All fighters.
Yeah, he didn't effervesce that adolescent child angst. I hate my father, did he?
Yeah, it was kind of bad arsery.
He was just straight up unbridled, uncut, raw badass. And it'll be interesting to see where things go with that character, and what develops with him too. And his sidekick, whatever her name is, I don't even know, but clearly Filoni just did a wonderful job in these episodes of, like Victoria said, it was Star Warsy, but it just didn't feel like it was overwritten, overdone, forced to be Star Warsy. Here's what you want, fans. You want Star Warsy? Here's Star Warsy. No, it just was a story that felt like it was Star Wars. And it's just been so long since I've had a chance to really experience that with this live action stuff from Disney Plus, to be honest with you. But that was just, in my opinion, that thing hit every freaking pocket it needed to. And I just hope it continues. I really, really do.
So I feel like it. What did you guys also think of Sabine on the speeder? What started to go through your mind, babies, when you started to see her on the speeder, and then they had that Victoria. What went through your head when you saw her on the speeder?
Yeah, one of the best intros in live action Star Wars to a character, like for sure. Just when she comes out and you got that intergalactic rock music like pulsing, like it was badass. It was super cool. I really enjoyed it. And it's really cool to see like actual colorful characters that aren't your standard 2D characters. We've had a bit of that in Star Wars in recent years, and like this is kind of something new for Star Wars, and it's something even more exciting. So yeah, but no, that was a great introduction for sure.
You know what it also reminded me of, guys? Going back to the Abrams Star Trek. Okay. If you watched Chris Pine at the beginning of the first Star Trek, and he's on his he took his dad's or whatever his stepfather's car there, and Sabotage with the Beastie Boys came on, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is kind of reminding me. She's kind of reminding me of that same type of rebel and that same type of personality, like Kirk had there with that introduction. Second Brother, that's what it gave me vibes to. It threw me right back to that, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And for me, it was another Star Trek reference. Whether it was inadvertent or not, to me, it was well done, though.
Yeah, it was. It reminded me of that, and it also reminded me of like Maverick.
Yeah,
yeah, like he's great, like he's racing the F-18 at takeoff. So it's a lot of nuances there, but it's just like, okay, Sabine just got this, I don't give a damn attitude, and she's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to be me. And it's always pretty much been like Sabine's her personality throughout the whole thing, is that she's her own individual. Yes, she's a Mandalorian, but she maintained her own individuality. And when you start getting to you become a Jedi, you lose that. You lose your individuality. That's part of it. So seeing where her character develops into, I mean, you got to think about it. Sabine is a heavyweight. If you go to Rebels of the tech that she created, that essentially that helped the Empire in that show, she had to end up destroying it. And other, it's just with Filoni taking control of it, I have extreme faith that he's going to stay on that course, and we're going to get nothing but amazing stuff. But we're talking about Sabine. We got Hera that's there. Of course we got Ahsoka there, but then to piggyback off Newsman, I think this is going to be Sabine's show. Quite frankly, I think this is going to be her show. She's going to should take it by the horns and just all of us just sit back and enjoy and forget the party poopers that want to find wrong in everything. Just
they're going to find wrong in everything Star Wars, I believe, at this point. It's just, I feel like it's almost become part of the fabric, unfortunately, of the culture, Second Brother.
Yeah. Because there was one review that I read, and everyone, it was funny because the person who wrote that review got slammed because everyone was like, we don't know what you're talking about. And evidently you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I will tell you this, and I was talking to Jay about this. He'll be joining us in a little bit, brother cousins. But what's really interesting is I looked at, I don't pay attention to the critics, hardly at all. Because I feel like 9 times out of 10, I don't agree with them. I will, case in point, before I went to go see The Last Jedi, I went to go look at a review from someone a lot of people know here, John Campia, on The Last Jedi. Giving it like a 93, 94% A+, amazing movie, great effort. I go on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics have this at 92, 93 plus. And then you know, I don't have to tell all of you, you know, what happened when you went and you saw The Last Jedi. I don't think a whole lot of diehard Star Wars fans gave it an A plus.
Fulfill your destiny.
And so obviously the audience score was like what, 53%? So I never pay attention. Usually if I'm like, oh wow, the critics are giving it 40, 50%, or it's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, that must mean I'm going to spill my darn coffee. I better go ahead and go watch it. So I take it, second brother, with a grain of salt, just being honest with you.
Yeah, but when you get reviewers, that's what their job too, is a review, and they're not like us fans that dig into the lore, that we dig and do our research on the characters on a deep level to find out their backgrounds, their history, their families, the planets they come from. When we go into it to that extent, that we have a better appreciation and a better understanding, instead of a person just like, okay, this is my job just to review this, because they're coming from a whole, I don't know where they're coming from. I know us as a group where we're coming from, because this is what we love. And I would say for me, this is what we live, eat, and breathe. So we have a better appreciation of it. We have a better take on it. And I think those opinions that matter for the hardcore fans. I don't listen to reviewers because they have a job and they try to be objective. And then too, how can you try to be objective of something that you truly don't understand?
And so, you know, here's something. And make sure you guys, we already have 73 in here. Go ahead and smash that like button right now. Go ahead and pause. Let's not waste any time today with 6 Scale Raw. Let's get that like button done right now. Just go to your computer, go to your tab, go to your phone, use your thumb, use the force, use your wizard juice, use your tongue, whatever you got to do, and hit that like button, baby, right now. Let's go. But listen, there were some things, and I'm just going to give you my opinion. Maybe it'll stir up some, controversy or whatnot, or maybe it'll stir up, a lack of a better word, some fun. Some things that reminded me of this.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
It really did. So case in point, and I'll bring it right up to whoever. What do you want to go ahead and chime in, and anyone in the chat? Besides the Star Trek reference, which I thought it was cool, Sabine, when she got on that speeder biker, baby, I can't help it. It reminded me of the Power Rangers on Tatooine from the Book of Boba Fett. No, it did. It did. But I feel like that the difference was it's Sabine Wren. So it's different. How much does fan service Victoria do to soothe the soul? You know, like before you go to bed, you get that glass of milk, and you're like, my stomach feels settled. Now I could just go to sleep and have, sweet dreams, dream of TK FOMO and all these new artisan figures that are going to be, coming out. I mean, fan service goes a long, long way, because gosh, I mean, they threw it in there, and it wasn't just thrown in there like a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs where it's like, okay, I can't find out one end of one spaghetti string to another. Filoni did a masterful job of this, but I don't know. It did give me the Power Rangers vibe, Victoria. I'm just being honest. It did. But no one liked the Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, I dig the Power Rangers too. Today, I guess, is the 30th anniversary of the Power Rangers.
Yes, it is. That's why I bring it up.
No, I didn't get that vibe. I'm glad that you did. I didn't make that connection myself. But yeah, I mean, fan service, when it's not gratuitous and it's filtered in an organic way, can work really well. I think with Rebels, This did come. Ahsoka did come from an animated series, right? This whole Ahsoka show is based largely off of Rebels. So I mean, I think naturally there's going to be a lot of room to have stuff in there that came from Rebels, and it's going to make more sense. It's going to fit, and it works really well. So seeing things like Lothcat, seeing things like Ezra's home, like all that stuff really makes sense. The mirror, all that stuff. It fits really well, but they're balancing it out with new stuff, right? Because there's new characters in here, Balin and Shin, and the story's going somewhere different. So I think it has to be treated well, and it can't just be too on the nose. And I think sometimes we have seen that in Star Wars at times, but so far it's been handled really well and organically in Ahsoka, and hopefully that remains to be the case for the rest of this season.
Can I play off that real quick, Aries?
No, go ahead. Play off it, my friend.
So, as somebody who worked in TV news for 30 years, okay, so my job on a daily basis was to create stories and to create stories that would capture viewer interest. And there's a way that has to be done with visual storytelling and written word. Okay, so the difference, Aries, in my opinion, between the moment you were talking about with those weirdo rebels from Boba Fett and this particular moment is how Filoni used that whole scene visually, and we as viewers could almost write it as we were watching it.
It was like, it was kind of like magic.
You didn't need dialogue there.
But
You knew right away by the music. You knew by the way that she didn't show up for that ceremony. She just didn't care. She was angsty. She was angry. She was bitter. She was pissed. They're telling her to stop. She's just hitting the accelerator. And we as the viewer could write the words as we were watching it. And that is storytelling at an Emmy award-winning level.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, you have got to find a way to provide that for the viewer and trust the viewer to fill in the blank where the visual part of the storytelling is happening.
So
I completely wrote through that scene with my brain, knowing exactly what the message was there. That she was angry and bitter. Her love of her life is missing. Her mentor, her Jedi master, abandoned her. She let her hair grow. She ain't listening to anybody. She's just gonna freaking do what she wants and just leave her alone. And that was the takeaway from that. And I thought it was brilliant.
Well, listen, Brent, you have to wonder, do they call this guy below me the space pimp, or do they call him the wizard?
The wizard.
I'm sure he's been called a lot of things. Should we start?
What's up, baby?
What's up? Oh, so happy to be here. Sorry that I'm late. What's up? What's up, Brett? What's up, big bro? What's up, Victoria? How are you?
Good to see you.
Awesome. Very good to see you. Awesome. Aries.
Jay, we're spilling some coffee over the Ahsoka series.
Yes. I'm so excited for tomorrow night. And I think I was saying this on Anthony's channel, 6 Kill Mafia, over the weekend. I love that they're giving us this Tuesday night, viewing of the show. It just takes it back to what TV used to be like. Oh, let me go home and watch this after a hard day at work. Because getting up early in the morning on Fridays or on Wednesdays, in your car watching it before you go to work, or it just was too much. Or staying up extra late. I think the timing of the show is another good attribute of it, and it just gives you something to look forward to at a long day, and I just think that's what the world needs right now. A little bit of tradition, going back to that.
It's true appointment television.
Mm-hmm.
It's true appointment television. You know that's dropping at 9 o'clock. You have to be there at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
Yes.
I mean, for Aries, maybe you remember back in the 80s, Happy Days came on at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
Hey,
you were there.
I'm sorry. You break your neck on Friday night's Miami Vice.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you want.
Yep.
Saturday night, BJ
Both
in the
right.
air.
I mean, it was TGIF. That was my Friday night.
When was Friends on? When was Seinfeld on? That was appointment television that people just literally like wrote their lives around. Nothing happens at 9 o'clock on Thursday night because Friends is on, and now this is what's happening with that show.
Well, hey, I could go back even earlier. When was Love Boat and Fantasy Island on, baby? Come on.
Wow. Saturday night.
But we also had a little bit of that, I think, with The Walking Dead in the first year.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of appointment TV then
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely. And they've done it. Maybe they should have done this all along. Maybe they should have done it with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I think binging series spoils it because you miss certain nuances. Like for myself, if I'm looking at, like, say for Ahsoka, I've seen Ahsoka 6 times already.
Yes.
And I look for fine details. I look for those Easter eggs.
Yes.
I look for those things like, hey, did everybody catch this right here? But when you binge watching it and you miss critical things.
That's right.
And then you go back and then you're like, wait a minute, that show sucks. Like, say if it's like the Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett, to me, I loved it besides the surf ninjas. The surf ninjas can just go someplace. But everything else, like, people gave it such a hard. They gave that show hell. And I looked at it a second time. I looked at it a third time. And I'm just like, all in all, when you look at the acting, you know that Boba Fett wanted his way of doing things. But at the same time, you could feel that he's know that, okay, I'm trying something different.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, this may not work. And you could get that vibe from him throughout the entire show. I don't know if people looked at it to that degree. I did. He's just like, hey, I don't know, this may work, this may not work, without him necessarily saying it. Or it could be the actor just saying, like, Boba Fett is badass and this is some bullshit. But it could be the actor giving off that vibe. But when you going back to when you binge stuff, you miss critical things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
well, listen, everybody. We're talking Ahsoka. We're going to start getting into this Hot Toys Praetorian Guard from the Mandoverse, from the Mandalorian, specifically the Mandalorian Season 3. We got a whole bunch of crazy stuff that we're going to talk about in the show. I've received word that supposedly TK FOMO is supposed to somehow crash 6-scale Raw tonight. So listen, I don't know what we're going to do or what you're going to do, but let's go ahead and dive into all of this and get the show started. Right now.
Love it.
what you gonna do with the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, the co-host, the guests, everybody, all of you run wild on each other, on Hot Toys, this Ahsoka series. Welcome on a Monday night. Wow, exciting. So a lot of people are looking forward, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday nights right now. I feel like we're going to get a lot, and I don't know if we're going to get them all. I mean, we're just starting to get Mando figures now. We haven't gotten one Andor figure, and some people loved the way that they did the Andor series, but not one figure yet. But man, we're starting to get crushed with Mando figures now, and we're going to get into what we think of this Praetorian Guard and what's going on. But Jay, starting off with you, since you basically just got in here, baby, I think we're going to get a lot from this Ahsoka show. We don't need to get it all now, but gosh, we're going to get all the Rebels. And who the heck knows what else that's going to be coming in this series? I mean, they already teased like we're going to get almost a dozen just from the Mando season 3. Is it possible that we can get that much or even more from the Ahsoka series? What say you, baby?
I think they're going to go heavy on this line, and it really depends on the popularity of the show. I think that also has a big influence on on what Hot Toys makes. But yeah, I mean, you also got to look at it like that. These characters, people are familiar with these characters, especially with it. I mean, this is like Rebel season 5, so you're gonna get Chopper, and we saw Chopper last week, and I mean, he kind of stole the show a little bit. It was cool. He almost, he almost said a cuss word too. It was kind of funny. So
yeah, I know.
I think we're getting Chopper. I mean, we already know we're getting Sabine. You're gonna get another Ahsoka, of course. One with a more, and dare I say it, more likeness to Rosario, because I do, even though the one we currently have is good, I still think it's not exactly dead on to Rosario. I was looking at it and looking at the show last week, and I was like, the likeness, Rosario, her lips could be a little fuller. No, the head could be a little thick. Nah, so I really do think we're going to get another Ahsoka. We know we're getting Sabine, we're getting Chopper, we're getting Hera. And I think the 4 of them, as well. I mean, Ray Stevens, I would love to get his figure. I mean, I think his performance is just blowing a lot of people away. RIP. It'd be nice to get that character, because I mean, him and his Padawan, I think they're dope. I think a lot of people are liking those characters right now. So I definitely see us getting a lot of figures from this line. I think they're going to go in heavy on it. Well, like I said, it really just depends on the popularity of the show. But I think right now, I think what they did last week, I think a lot of people are excited. So.
Jay, brother Cousins, very well said. Mary Sullivan says, smash that like button right now. I think I may know somebody, not to put words in the 1/6 scale man's mouth, but I think I heard you say on some show, brother, that you would probably get some, or at least a couple of Hot Toys from the Ahsoka series, my friend. Leo, how you doing, brother? Good to have you in here. Happy
What's
Monday,
up, bro?
baby.
How you doing, man? Nice to be here, bro. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Good, baby. Good.
That's
We're talking
good.
a little Ahsoka. We're going to get into the Praetorian Guard. I haven't got there yet because we're kind of talking on the series. We just rolled the intro.
Yep.
I was just talking about, I think we may get a couple of Hot Toys from this. I think we may get all the Rebels from this series. Are you looking forward to tomorrow night, brother?
Oh, definitely I am, man. I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow. I think there's going to be a couple of opportunities to pick up pieces from this line. I mean, again, just the sheer, I think what it's going to really depend on, though, is us, is the viewer. Viewership is important. Whether or not people basically see it as a level of importance, if they give it a chance, because the thing is that the biggest problem is, bro, like, we are always going to be our worst enemies when it comes to this IP. When it comes to Star Wars, bro, people just find reasons to complain about everything when it comes any and everything and any opportunity to
That's what we're
complain
just talking
it.
about. Yeah, Brett was bringing that up. Yep.
Like literally, it's just like bitching and moaning, and I hate to say that, bro, but it is what it is. It's like and before, and I'm talking about just setting the show up to failure before it even ends. You know what I mean? I thought the first 2 episodes were explosive. Again, I loved the pacing of the show because you have to. I mean, you can't just basically expect it to start out explosive and to start out with all these shoot 'em up, bang bang, lightsaber fight stuff like that without explaining the story and knowing where it's going, knowing where the pacing is, bro, and understanding each character, getting invested in those particular characters. We had to find out how long things have actually been. We had to find out, pretty much the relationship between Ahsoka and Sabine, where Hera has been. You know what I mean? Again, we know it's been years, for them, years since the loss of Ezra, years, since the fall of the Empire. You know what I mean? So now where they're at right now, when it comes to everything is, again, Hera's a general. So of course she has, more responsibility. She's a little bit more reserved, but at the same time, she still carries that level of leadership that you want from her. Ahsoka has also experienced a lot of loss. You know what I mean? From just it's still blaming herself, which, and again, it's like almost post PTSD for her because she's still blaming herself for the loss of Anakin. She's still dealing with the simple fact of whether or not she wants to carry on another Padawan. That you see like the fractured relationship between her and Sabine. You know what I mean? We've seen people like Balin, and Shinhati, those particular 2 characters where there's a lot invested. Whether you see this, with Balin, he's more so like a Dooku type, like a Count Dooku type, or more of on as far as a Qui-Gon in a sense. Whereas their belief, there was a fractured belief in even the Jedi Order itself, based on the politics, their political stance, and where they aligned themselves with treachery in a sense at that time. So again, there's so many things about it. I mean, Morgan Espa, who's now a Night Sister, we're finding out that, she's basically a descendant of the Night Sisters, where she's going as a character. You know what I mean? Like there's so many pieces to this puzzle, things that we should be invested, in, and, Morak, and here's the thing, like I've heard so many speculations about Morak and who he could be and who he should be. Let him be a brand new character. To be quite honest, I want him to be somebody that we know nothing about. Not a Star Killer, not the clone of Luke Skywalker, because I saw that one actually going around too. Wow. Let him be someone new. I want something new, something fresh. We're going into these unknown regions. We're going into a totally different galaxy, which they have an opportunity to basically just explore. So again, with this show, give it a chance. Don't set it up for failure. I mean, there's these little nitpicks. Okay, it's okay to actually have your own, it's okay to basically, have opinions about certain, but sometimes it just boils down to being really, really nitpicky. You know what I mean? It's expecting certain things. So for me, I'm just like, give it a chance, let it unfold. But the only way that we actually get or continuation of the IP that we love is if we give it a chance. On top of that, when it comes to figures, bro, again, I think that if it's received well, then we'll probably get more from that line. I mean, we know that we're getting Sabine. I think we'll get a Hera. We'll definitely probably get a Balin and a Shinhati. I don't know if we'll get a Morgan Espa. It depends on how popular the character is. We'll probably get a Hu Yang. We'll definitely get a Chopper. We're definitely setting up to get a Thrawn. You know what I mean? So and we'll definitely get a Morak. You know what I mean? So it just depends. But at the same time, it's just kind of like scaling back and just giving it a chance. We got 2 episodes. You know what I mean? We still have 6 more to go. Let's give it a chance. Let's just see where it evolves.
Hey, Liao, it just felt like everything in both episodes was deliberate.
Yes.
Every single
very deliberate
scene, every single piece of dialogue, every single everything was deliberate.
Yeah.
And do you agree? You sound like you agree.
Everything was basically deliberate and everything had its place because now we know where it's going. We know they have an objective. I don't think that we're going to get as much filler as people may believe, or when they think of, Dave Filoni, they think of some filler episodes. I don't think we're going to get much of that because again, 8 episodes in we have with this, and there's a projection. You know where you basically have to go, and I think that we have to get to that point. Everything was deliberate from her interaction, or basically, and again, we were pulling out different Easter eggs from the show, different things, and I'm like, whoa, this is what the possibility could be. But again, it is definitely deliberate, and I think that they're delivering on that aspect of it. Star Wars has always been something like, especially if you go back, just to the original, you know what I mean? OT, it's always been deliberate in that factor. Like, bro, to be quite honest, in this in a sense to me was almost damn near beat by beat in a sense, the feeling wise, almost like, they had there's elements from the New Hope. There were elements from the Phantom Menace. There were elements from different films. Bro, number one, I think everybody should have been super happy seeing the crawl in the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, heck yeah.
That right
That's what
there
sucked me in.
It pulled
sucked
me in, bro.
I was like, holy
Filoni came out of the gate and let us know exactly what the scoreboard read.
What was exactly? He let us know exactly what he was going for, bro. And I believe and trust him, bro. Even like this, the subtle hints, and I was like, I heard it, but I didn't until I slowed it down. I didn't see the Pergil in the cloud when Balin was looking up, and it was one there, and I didn't see it until I slowed it down and played it back. And I'm like, yo, you heard the sound, but he was really, really there. I am heavily invested in Shin Hati because she is an amazing character. There's so much substance behind her. She's incredible. So that's basically where I'm at with that. But again, bro, I think, in my opinion, and the thing is, everybody's entitled to their own. I just feel as though we need to give it a chance before we're so quick to set it up. And then I mean, I've seen even some content creators going down the line of, the viewership isn't that good. Like, who gives I don't care. Look, right now, I don't care about what everybody else watches. I know I'm enjoying it, and it is for what it is. Just because it might be lower viewership, there can be something totally different. We got the writer strike going on. We got the actor strike going on.
You're not going to know until it's over.
Until it's over, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not going to know. So I can care less. Just deliver. All I'm at this particular point, just deliver. And I think so far the feel of it, they're delivering. It's very deliberate, like you said, Star Wars Newsman, and they are delivering, plain and simple. And I'm excited about it. But the thing is, it's like, and it's not to dispel, because I think we are all fans. We are all fans of this, and even the ones who complain about it are fans. But the ones, for me, who sat in that movie theater in 1977, I'm sorry. The one who sat in that movie theater in 1977. The one who basically realized what it meant to me at that point. The one who went to see Empire Strikes Back and got that feeling. The one who basically sat in the movie theater watching Return of the Jedi. The one who basically gave the prequels a chance when nobody else was willing to give it a chance. The one who sees the sequels, and even though some of that was like a dumpster fire of a lot of shit, I pulled the good out of certain things that I loved about it. Again, when we talk about, and not to kind of keep going on about this, but when we talk about,
no, you're on fire, baby,
bro. But when we're talking about, the Force Awakens, think about the feeling that we all got before we saw the film, the hype around it before we saw it. Christmas time, holiday season, we basically went and saw that film. Think about the feeling. That was the same feeling I got in that first episode of Ahsoka.
Oh,
plain and simple. The first feeling that I got from watching that, it took me back to that moment. And I was like, you know what? Finally, I feel this, because I didn't feel it. And I'm being completely honest. I didn't feel this the first episode of Mando season 1. I didn't feel this during the book of Boba Fett. I didn't feel this during. I'm sorry. I definitely didn't feel this during Obi-Wan. But when I saw this first episode and that opening crawl, and it's to feel the lightsaber. Here's the thing: through these films, and I'll finish on this. A lot of these films, the Force has been missing. The true essence of the Force has been missing. This show should let, like the rest of Disney, know that Jedis should be included. The Jedi Order, I mean, just the story, the lore of the Force should always be included. Do not discount that. You can have the best of both worlds. You can have basically the battles itself, the story, the lore of the Rebel Alliance. You know what I mean? You can have the Jedi. You can have basically the New Order, or basically the Imperials, or just that, and filter it in with the Garrison. All that, you can have all that in one film. You don't have to basically segregate. I think that this is what we're going to get from this film, bro. I mean, from the show. I think that's what we're going to actually get from it, and I'm loving it. I'm loving everything about it, and I'm going to give it a chance regardless of what everybody else has to say. And that's it. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's exciting, and
amen.
Yeah, amen. Come on. I mean,
everybody say, can we get an amen? Can we get an amen?
Can I drop the mic? Come on. And I'll tell you what, Lael, and everybody on the panel and everyone, from what I've been seeing, the general Star Wars, fans are loving what they're seeing, and I think it's coming together, baby. I think it's coming together, and I really think when I saw that opening scroll, didn't you get that little feeling in your gut that it wasn't just going to be the first or second episode, that this is going to be a ride, my friends, all the way through the finale? Bro. I mean, look, Filoni's going to be directing a damn movie, with this stuff, and tying in the Mando verse and putting it in. And sometimes I feel like this. Look, Filoni's been working with Favreau, and they've been working on this since The Mandalorian. Remember, Rosario Ahsoka was introduced. She was introduced in The Mandalorian season 2. She went into the Book of Boba Fett. Give these guys a chance. I feel that people are expecting, and I said this to you, Victoria. We were talking about this on your show on Friday. Some type of out-of-body experience every single time you watch a show. Like every single episode of Ahsoka, of the Mando, of everything you watch is going to surpass Irvin Kershner's Empire Strikes Back. Everything always is going to be just better and better. And I'll be honest with you all. You're not going to get everything that's going to always be better than Empire Strikes Back. I mean, that's basically saying, okay, all these episodes, everything that we're watching, Empire Strikes Back now is like 70 on my list. Not going to happen. And so I really feel like we need to sit back, enjoy, relax. But I felt, guys, when I was watching this, that scroll got me sucked in, and I'm like, this is freaking great. Just gave me the vibes of A New Hope and so many different things from Star Wars. Basically, I got the vibe like, this is Star Wars. Oh boy, this is Star Wars. Oh crap, this is Star Wars. Oh darn, I'm watching Star Wars. I got to sit back and relax. And I didn't give a crap if it was better than Empire or better than this or better than that. You got the popcorn out. I got the spatchka out and started to spill the coffee, and there it goes. But man, come on.
Can I answer that question real quick from 1-6 Enthusiast?
Let's put it up, baby.
He said, do you think we need to beat Grand Admiral Thrawn in the first season to be successful?
No.
I don't think he's going to win. I don't think that they're going to beat him. I think he's going to win.
Yeah.
They are not going to. They are this season. No, I think that the conclusion of this season, they will not win. They're not going to win.
He's got to be this is continuing on for the movie, right?
He has to. He will not. They will not win. They won't win. They won't win. I think everything right now strategically. Look, Grand Admiral Thrawn for no reason. That they don't call him that for no reason. Everything is strategic. Everything has a plan. He has a plan after the plan or before the plan. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. Thrawn is going to win. Plain and simple. He's going to win, and it's going to take that movie to kind of bring everything back together. I think that once they go through that, and once they get over to that other side, they're going to probably see something that they weren't expecting. It ain't just going over to basically free Ezra. It's not just going over to stop Thrawn. I think he's already amassed an armada, but it's something that we have not seen and we're not familiar with. I think he's over there planning on bringing something back that can possibly destroy this galaxy, period.
Right. You got to think about it. How did the rise of the First Order come to being without Thrawn?
Exactly.
So you already know.
Exactly.
Thrawn is pretty much, he's the, how can you turn around and say the brilliant tactician, where he sit back and like, I'm gonna throw this out, but I'm gonna see what the best you have to throw out because I got 2 more laying in the back. Wait,
yeah.
And if you turn around and read any of the Star Wars lore, the legends, you know, Thrawn is very patient and very calculated.
He is
very patient, very calculated, and you can't rush that in an 8-episode season.
No, you can't.
You can't. Because it's going to be a constant. It's going to be a constant seesaw battle. If we look at the New Republic is trying to get its shit together. Thrawn already has the experience. He already has his own system, which the New Republic is trying to find their way. They're just like a baby that just learned how to crawl.
And you know what? Even when we saw that second episode, the second episode lets you know that he still has loyalists. Right. Like they're basically the Empire basically still has loyalists. And the thing is, it's like, yo, these rebels, I don't understand, like seriously, how you feel as though you can hire anyone and reform who's been a part of that. And everybody says, well, no, it's an occupation. Like, okay. And I don't want to dive into politics too much. I want to compare it to something, right? Really, really quick. Right now, regardless, say whatever you will about this man. He has loyalists. Regardless of how bad he may be to some, he has loyalists. And people will follow this guy to the end. You know who I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go any far. They will follow him to the end. It's the same. It is basically the same when it comes to the First Order. It's the same when it comes, to the Empire itself and basically to Palpatine. He still has loyalists and followers and, acolytes even after his death, after they've seemingly been defeated. Thrawn is that representation. There are still loyalists out there, bro, who believe in that. And yet they think that they can reform. Hell no. I'd be like, you know what? I can't trust none of y'all. Nope. Nah.
Real quick, guys, Costa, who's been in the chat, shout out to Costa again. Can't wait to have him back in here. Says chances are there isn't going to be a second season, and this Mando season 4 and Skeleton Crew will culminate in the Filoni directed movie, which is when Thrawn will be defeated. I kind of feel like he's on. I can kind of see that that's kind of where Filoni, Favreau, they're kind of moving with this, with the Mandoverse, bringing them all together, kind of like an Avengers type of event, bro, guys.
Yeah,
bring it. But you need a real convincing bad guy. You can't bring back, I feel like Thrawn is it. So I feel like he's on to something here with that. To be honest,
bro. Look, Thrawn, come on. Again, if anybody who's read, and knows basically the Timothy's on the books itself, if you've read it, again, there's a lot in it, which again, I want to see how Filoni's going to do this, because in a sense, it would be sort of hard to tell the story without Luke, without Leia, without Han, basically without Mara Jade. Without, there's certain elements to this that you basically need in order to tell this story. And if they don't have those characters in it, it's sort of I'm just wondering which way they're going to go. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I just want to know where it's going to actually go. But from this interpretation, again, even with those books, it's going to take a lot to defeat Thrawn and his plan. It is it's going to take a lot. And I believe literally there's going to be some losses and some heavy losses, literally some heavy losses. And you just have to prepare for it. And I think it's exciting to see the possibilities going forward.
And if you want to keep our interest, don't make it easy to defeat him.
Drag
this thing out.
Drag it out.
I agree.
It's a storytelling technique. It's called pull the string.
Yeah.
And pull the string.
Yeah.
Make us grab onto that string. Want to be dragged along, because there's so much going on. We want him to be defeated, but we don't want him to be defeated. And, just do it. Drag it, and let him be a true badass and a horrible human being. And like you said, Lael, there's going to be horrible, painful losses along the way. Characters that we might really fall in love with and connect with have got to go. Imagine the community and the conversation and the dialogue. And I mean, it might really bring it all back. Don't make it end in next year.
Yeah, nah, it has to go, because the thing is, it's like you think about this, bro. Like this last episode, and I'm gonna spoil it because you have to have seen it. But again, Morgan said that Thrawn was communicating with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn's not force sensitive. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody over there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Ezra. I'm not talking about Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
But Leo, she's a night sister.
Yeah.
She's a night sister.
Yeah.
So everyone is like on Thrawn right now. I'm sitting up there looking at the master tactful plan of Morgan fighting Ahsoka, letting pretty much, if she's a night sister, she could have put more into that fight than what happened, and just pretty much led things up. And Thrawn probably told her, "Hey, you know what? You're gonna have to deal with this. Let it be captured. We know where everyone stands, and you haven't seen anything from her yet." Because if you follow the Night Sisters, there are no slouches at all.
Oh no, hell no, they're not.
None at all. And I'm waiting to see what she's getting ready to put out, because
yeah, it's gonna be some shit.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something, because Dooku and Palpatine destroyed them sisters for a reason.
Oh yeah,
for a reason.
Yeah.
You see what I mean. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to Star Wars, and you can see it right here. Plus, the acting on those, I really, really enjoyed the performances as well on all the actresses and actors on the first two shows. To me, it sucked me right in, and it was real good. Just reading some of these comments in here, Darth Chopper says, first, second episodes gave me OG Star Wars vibes.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
Yeah,
absolutely. Red in the Ledger asks, and Victoria, I'm going to ask you this because we talked about it a little bit on Friday night. Will Luke get involved? And also, answering that question, Victoria, what do you think about the acting on here that's actually, from the actress who played Hera, from the actress who played, Sabine, obviously Rosario Dawson? I thought they were pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Will Luke get involved? That's tough. I mean, it's entirely possible. I sort of feel like they shouldn't rely on Luke to come in and save the day.
Nope.
Every time. It was great seeing him at the end of Mando season 2 and seeing him in the Book of Boba Fett, but you have these other characters that are obviously really well fleshed out through previous Star Wars media, and they deserve to have their opportunity now to take this series that follows Ahsoka, follows the Rebels crew, and kind of tell their story and tell about how they overcame these great challenges that are bound to be coming later in the season and beyond. As cool as it would be to see Luke, as cool as it would be to see Han Solo, as cool as it would be to see Leia, like I hope they don't rely on that as being their, okay, now Luke's here, now the day is saved, now Han is here, now he can help Hera take down this Imperial remnant. I love seeing those guys, and I would love to see them again at some point, but I don't think that this is necessarily their story. And I would like for that to be held for some other time, for some other story. But I think right now this is the time to let this core group of characters have their story presented and have them afford them the opportunity to shine. And I hope that that's what they stick to.
And I agree with you. I feel like what they're going to unveil here is different things from other groups and other Jedi and other factions and other parts of the the Rebel Alliance that were also working their parts to get things done and whatnot. And I think they will all be tied in because they're going to tie it in to, for what happened in the sequels or whatever they're going to do with that type of thing. But I agree. They need to have their own place. They need to have their own story that fits into the other story. And Victoria and Panel, that could be maybe what Filoni is looking to gear up to in the movie. You bring these characters together, but they're all coming in with their own history and their own story and their own things that they bring to the table. So I'm right in that, and I hope that they go that way with it for sure. But listen, speaking of this Mandoverse, and speaking of certain things that may get tied into, we do have a certain drop from the Mandoverse that came out today, guys. And Jay, Brother Cousins, I'm going to start off with you. I don't know if you did a thing this morning on this, brother. If you did, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but your thoughts when you saw that this got unveiled. What do you think of the figure, and are you getting this figure?
No, I didn't get to do a review on this morning. Had some work, and yeah, man, things just got in the way. You know how it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so glad to be talking about this thing now because I want it bad. And the hard part about this is to not buy into the hype in getting 3 of these guys, because I do the look of them behind Moff Gideon is just very hard not to fall into. Very hard. And these look good. That's the thing. These Praetorian guards, these look damn good. So that's the thing. It's like real hard. It's real hard not to fall into that.
At a minimum, you had to buy 2.
At a minimum, you have to buy 2 at a minimum. You have to. I learned my lesson, and my brother could tell you. At his house, I have just slobbered over his display that he would have of Palpatine and the Praetorian guards just flanking, and it just looks damn good when he had this. I was like, damn, that's what made me get Palpatine. I was like, I need that Pulse. And then I was like, and now that I have Pulse, I'm like, it looks good. I have him, with Luke and Vader and everything, and that's great. But to have that contrast of, an all black figure, and to have these red guards just right on the side of them flanking just looks so damn good. It is hard to resist. And we knew these were coming. We knew he was coming. I think looking back at season 3, I don't think it was enough for them to go hog wild on the Mando line like they did in the first season, like they did with the second season. I don't think it was the characters didn't change that much, but the characters that did change, we definitely, the Praetorian guards, Mando Gideon, as I like to call him. You're most likely going to get another. You're going to get another Bo-Katan with with hair, and that'll be an artisan of some type. You're probably going to get dexterity hinted towards that. But I think outside of that and IG-12, those are the biggest hard hitters, and already that's 4 figures right there. You know what I'm saying? So with these right here, and us giving us these, and they knowing damn well, just like my brother just so eloquently said, you got to have 2. They're looking at money. They're printing money. So yeah, man, I like these figures. I think they're coming home. I think they're definitely coming home, and they look good, man. They really look good.
They do. Leo, I know you got to dip out here in a second, so I'm going to let you speak on this if you want for a second. Go, brother.
Oh, getting 3. Plain and simple, I'm getting 3 of them, bro. Like, I mean, I have to follow the trend because I have, like I said, the original Imperial Guards flanking my Palpatine. I have 2 Praetorian Guards basically behind Kylo Ren. And these right here, I'm a fan. Look, the best part to me about, The Last Jedi, regardless of what people have to say, was the Praetorian Guard scene in the throne room.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal scene. I loved it.
Leo, just scream the word Carnor Jax. Just scream that.
Yeah, right.
Just scream
right.
Carnor Jax. We need that.
Exactly, right. So again, this right here is definitely a must-have. It was a no-brainer. As soon as they put it up, I was excited about it. I talked about it earlier on an episode of The Corner. But yeah, definitely I'm going to have 3 of them. Just to kind of recreate, not just the scene with, Paz Vizsla. I don't want it specifically for that figure because I don't want to replay that because I still don't think he should have died. But somebody had to get sacrificed, understand it. But I don't want to replay that scene. I just want him behind, Moff Gideon. So I'll definitely do that. But yes, I'll have 3, man. And that's it. That's just where I'm at because I think they're beautiful. They're amazing pieces, and I have to have them. So.
Well,
yep.
Yeah, that's awesome, brother. And I know you got to go ahead and dip out, but listen, it's always good having you in here spilling coffee every Monday, baby.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you for having me, Victoria. It's always a pleasure. You bow to no one. I keep telling you that. I don't know if you believe it, but you got to believe it because that's just the way it is. Second brother, always, man. Good to see you. Brother cousins keep on pimping. Star Wars news, man. Always a pleasure, my guy. And again, Aries, thank you for having me, man.
Oh, heck yeah, baby. Heck yeah.
All right.
Go spill some coffee on Comic Talk. Come on.
Yeah, I'm about to, man. I'll talk to y'all later on, man.
Make sure you guys take care of their Lale. Subscribe to the 1/6 scale, man. You got the link in the video description below. Always great having him in here. Victoria, going to you on these Praetorian guards. I feel like, Jay was bringing up a good point here. I think, you're getting your heavy hitters. I think some of the other figures they teased, the female Mandalorian, the male Mandalorian one, a clean R5D4 that they teased. Obviously a large Grogu. I guess that's going to be a big hitter because it's Grogu and the price of the other one. You got the Babu Frick. They got a lot coming out, but kind of you don't have the Mando really, which is interesting. But what do you think about this? And are you getting any of these? Are you tempted, if you are getting one, to get more than one? Go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is something that I really enjoyed seeing in Mando season 3. I love seeing, somewhat of that tie-in to the future, to the sequels, right? And the design of these is just freaking cool. So yeah, I did pre-order one. Would I have gotten more than one? Maybe, but I think what's up right now with something that I recently purchased. I won't say what it is, but its initials are WW. No, I'm stoked. I think, I have Moff Gideon on pre-order, the new one. So I think if you even just setting up a shelf with one of them, Moff Gideon, and then if they do the Beskar Stormtrooper, would be a pretty sweet setup. So that's kind of my plan at this point. But who knows if it lasts long enough, and for some reason it does go to like sale or discount, can't rule out getting more than one. But as of now, absolutely, it looks great. And anything red really stands out on the shelf. I have the last Jedi Praetorian Guard. I got the Royal Guard from Return of the Jedi. I got the Sith Trooper from Rise of Skywalker, and those really pop. That red really pops on the shelf. So these are going to look awesome. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, they do look really awesome, and it's really neat to see Second Brother how they're, and I think that you could bring this back to Ahsoka. There is a concerted effort to kind of make sense to what happened in the sequels. And my personal belief is there'll be some subtle retcons and different things that they're going to be doing. We all know Daisy Ridley is back, signed with Star Wars. She's going to be working on a movie with them. We know that the Ahsoka series is part of the Mandoverse. I mean, these are the first iteration, I guess, from Royal Guards before you get to the Praetorian Guards we saw in The Last Jedi. We've already been seeing snow clones in The Mandalorian. We saw what happened in the Mando season 3 in that episode, I think it was 4, especially, on Coruscant. I feel like a lot of things are going to tie it together. I'm excited to see what Thrawn's part's going to play, which I think is a giant part in what happens here. So kind of excited about these. What do you think about these? What do you think about that? Are you getting one? Are you getting more than one?
I'm actually playing. My camera's freaking out again. Okay. I already did an order on one, and I am waiting for, how Sasha usually send that coupon when you order one and order something, and they throw you that little bone to order something else. So I just did an order for one. Wait for that little coupon to come in. Then I'm gonna pre-order another one. Then wait for that coupon again and pre-order a third one. So how those guards give such an amazing presence, and I'm not even going to pose them with Moff Gideon. I'm just going to pose them on a shelf just by themselves because they command that much of a presence.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the Moff Gideon, the Mando Gideon, the Mando Gideon that people call it, that I'm just like, haven't done that yet. It may come, but these guys right here, yeah, just sit up there, just got that one, just wait for that coupon, just to pick up the rest of them. But they look amazing. And someone in the chat put up of how this the helmets go back to the Mandalorian Crusaders.
Yes,
and it goes back.
Yes, baby.
That right there is, I love the little Easter eggs and the little nuances that they throw out there.
Mm-hmm,
and they, and then when they put it into plastic reality, it's just, man. It's nothing else I really can say, but it's just like, okay, Hot Toys, you know what pulls us. Keep doing it.
These red troopers are cool. The Praetorian Guards, the Royal Guards. You know about the Sith Trooper, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in red. But this is cool, especially what you're talking about with the helmet. If you're going to get that Gideon figure, for a lot of people, man, this is sweet. But I think Jay is right. You can get sucked into buying 3.
Yeah.
Right. This is a cash cow. And I'll be honest with you, some of these figures now, they're not lasting very long. I've gotten already comments in the chat of some other figures that are going to be going away. So going to have a lot of FOMO on this, Brent, as we go ahead and move to you. Brent, let me ask you a question, because, you do. Welcome. You woke me up from a dream of TK FOMO. Are you actually in a dream with TK FOMO? And I say, yes, you are in a dream with TK FOMO. You've been dreaming along with me of all these new artisan figures from Hot Toys. Will it be 1 artisan, 2 artisans, 3 artisans, 4 artisans, 5 freaking artisans before the end of 2023? And I say, yes. Listen, dream along with me. Dreams that were, dreams that are, and some dreams of artisans that have not yet come to pass. Because what you gonna do, and what you gonna do, and what you gonna do, and what you gonna do, when TK FOMO, the Hot Toys Wizard, and the Dark Jedi run wild on 6-scale Raw on you. What just happened?
Well, that was well done.
All right, Brett. Now you got to follow that up.
Yeah. Thank you.
How many mushrooms? That's all I'm going to ask.
I can't give you the. Now we can't give the sauce secret on the house coffee for 6 Gale Cantina. Come on. But listen, Brent, this does spell 3 figures all over it. But these figures that are coming up right now, they're only lasting 2-3 months, especially the ones that are coming out now. I mean, I could show this stuff up. They're going quick. So these troopers, these type of figures that they're putting out, man, they don't want to get any in stock. They don't want to get they don't want to get any. But this is a nice looking figure, though.
Well, it's beautiful, and they nailed it. And I didn't expect anything less from Hot Toys. But I think people who are interested in this figure have to ask themselves, I think, one question out of the gate. You know, how vested are they into Mandalorian season 3? How much did they love that season? How much did they embrace that season? Did they go back and watch it 5 times? Did they love the ultimate culmination of Gideon, which led to the I guess you could say the showing of these figures to us, because without that, I don't know if we would have gotten it. I personally was not the biggest fan of Mandalorian season 3. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I watched it. I don't think I'm going to watch it again. And for me, as somebody who was a Star Wars freak for damn near 50 years, that's a problem. I can sit and watch A New Hope over and over, even though there's a lot of dialogue and things in there that, are so archaic and written and fit right in 1978, but don't fit anymore. I don't care.
Right.
But this season was forgettable for me for the most part. I don't know what the point to it really was, and that's a discussion maybe for another time. So I will not be getting these or the Gideon. But for those who loved season 3 and want a prominent display of Mandalorian season 3 storytelling characters within their Star Wars collection, you better get 3 of them now. You better find a way to find them.
I think you're right.
And go donate plasma, go do DoorDash, go do whatever has to be done to generate that money to get these, because you're absolutely right, Aries. This is a low product run because that is Hot Toys MO right now. And so, these will be gone before the end of the year.
If it's a low product run, and Jay, I'm going to bring this to you. Let's open up this conversation because that's how we're going to flow in for the rest of the show.
Yep. If
it's a low product run, who cares if the show was popular or not? Which, ratings wise, it was, but popular for community or for people to buy figures or desirable. Because, I feel like Hot Toys is getting into the point, guys. And Jay, I'll go to you first, where it doesn't really even matter. Like, if the movie does well, like The Flash, or if it does great, if they can go ahead and pull some money off it, if they could sell 300, Jay, if they could sell 1,500, Jay, if they could sell 3,000 or 4,000 or 1,000, they'll just go ahead and Star Wars is such a vast library.
Yeah.
Because when you look at everything that they teased for this, I mean, we're getting another armor. We're getting another R5D4. We already got an R5D4 from there. They're just throwing out, and I honestly, I can see a lot of these comments. Look at these comments in here, guys, where Wayne Timothy says, as cool as these are, I'd rather get a second do-back. Charlie the Unicorn says, 3 figures versus a do-pack? Easy call. 1-6 Enthusiast says, sorry, this is an easy pass for me. I still have do-back fever.
There you go.
And I think that they have data, Jay, that suggests this.
Yeah.
but they're still. I don't feel like they've got to produce anymore in the volume. So I feel like that's why we're going to get crushed, and why we are.
All that's going to change.
But it's figures that are like, okay, a male Mandalorian, a female Mandalorian. It's like another Death Watch Mandalorian, right? Okay, they're cool. Another R5D4. I just got an R5D4. Another armor. You can still get an armor. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Well, it comes down to a couple of things. It depends on what kind of collector you are. If you like cool things, you're gonna get it. You know, some people buy figures just because the figure is cool. They don't really care about the IP or if they connected with the IP or whatever.
A lot of people got that Solo Maul because they just liked how cool his legs
They
were.
just like how cool it looks, And another thing we got to look at with this thing, guys. I mean, Hot Toys has to be careful of that because they kind of fall into that whole thing of, are we collecting Hot Toys or are we collecting Black Series? You know what I'm saying? It comes to that thing. But for everybody that, gets it, but we also have to look at it like this. Not everybody is going to get a do back. Not everybody is the same. A lot of us are going to get that do back because it's such it's also, I also think there's also a hype train with that as well. But it's also something that we never seen before. Whereas figures like this we've seen a bunch of times, but these are figures that come together to tell a story. And like me, I like to tell stories. That's why I pretty much have everything from Mando season 2 because I want to tell that whole story up till Luke, up till all of that, up till Boba Fett with the armor, to all that. I want to tell all that story. And I would like to tell this story as well from season 3 because I think this was the strongest part of season 3. With the demise of Vizsla and I was going to say Katie Sackhoff and Bo-Katan leading the team in there to go capture him. It was very strong. So I connect with that, and I think a lot of people connected with that, and that's what's going to get these sold. Another thing, these are cheap and easy to produce. That's the thing. They're easy to produce. This is easy money for Hot Toys. They ain't got to worry about no damn head sculpt. It's a lot of people going to follow suit like what Lel did and go get 3. And having 2 is the minimum. You're going to need 2. So with all that being said, I just think they're going to be, once again, they know exactly where to hit us. They know exactly where to hit us in the fills, in the wallets. For the collector that wants something cool, they're going to get this. For the collector that just loves all the Star Wars, they're going to get this. For the people that were only like, I'm kind of half and half with season 3, this was cool. And if you get that Maul, if you get that, I was going to say Grandma Target, but if you get Mando Gideon, these kind of are essential. They're not, but they kind of are. You want to complete that look. That's where I kind of fall in with this. And they're cool. So, and we all know what they're doing with limited batches. With the limited batches, that has everybody on pins and needles right now. Even figures where you're like remotely thinking like, I kind of want that. Then you go and look at it and it's gone. You're like, oh shit, I got to go find it. Oh, I got to find. So they're going to sell. They know exactly what they're doing.
If these had rooted hair, I'd buy them in a second.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, Brent, is this what they call you, baby?
The Wizard.
Maybe they have rooted back hair. I don't know.
Or perhaps, yeah, right. This is what they call positive fandom with the $1 super sticker. My friend, in the cantina, in the house. What is going on, girl? Listen, good to have you in here. Positive Fandom is an awesome channel. Yes. Everybody in there. Make sure you guys all go ahead and subscribe to Artem. She has a great show. She has a lot of great shows. But what I particularly always try to catch is Sunday morning brunch every Sunday morning. Her and Russ. It's an awesome, awesome show. But make sure you go ahead and subscribe to her. But it's good to have her in here today, for sure. But listen, let's Jay, you kind of and Brett, you got me into where I want to go next here with this stuff. But before we do, the price on this is $245, right?
Yep.
$245.
Yep.
And you see everything that it comes with. As I'm trying to go ahead and blow this up here. Let's see if I could do that. There we go. Price, second brother, $245, good or bad, or doesn't matter for you with this?
It's pretty good. It's about.
I think it's pretty good.
It's pretty much on par of a figure of this type what it should be.
Yeah, I think so too. I really, really do. How about you, Victoria, for this? $245?
Yeah. I mean, definitely for the one, but I don't know if I'll do more than that. If I don't think it's going to last very long. So I think if you want it, like everybody's saying,
I don't think
you got to jump on it. But if it did last long enough to where there was more promo codes and such, I might be interested in a couple more. But at least for now, just having the one I'll be pretty content with. But yeah, I mean, it looks rad, and like I was saying earlier, just the red really pops in the display cabinet. So. And I love how it comes with all the weapons too, right? Like not like the Praetorian Guard, the previous one where you had to get at least 2 so you get all the helmets. But this is really cool. And I would emphasize that everybody else is saying, if this is something you're interested in, then don't wait, because you just never know these days. Things sell out before you expect.
No, they're going really, really quick, and I talked about that in the market chart show that I put out yesterday, which got a lot of response and a lot of watching that. And you guys can go check it out after you watch this, of course, the latest episode, this week's episode of the market chart show, right up on 6 Scale Cantina, where I kind of dive into a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here now, with these figures not lasting very long, figures lasting 2, not even 2 or 3 months. It's absolutely crazy. So let's take it now to the next level, Brent, because I want to bring up, let's play a little bit of a game here. We kind of know what could be up next for Mando. We've been talking about it. We just got these Praetorian Guards. We've already got Moff Gideon. We've already gotten the IG-12. We've already gotten the Paz Vizsla. They've already teased another R5D4. Of course, they teased an armor. They've teased 2 different Mandalorians. They teased a full scale, and I'm forgetting his name, but the Babu Frick alien full scale. They teased Grogu full scale. They kind of teased a lot. They also teased, we have to see if we actually get a Mandalorian or any of that. But how about, because of these low production runs, some other series that we may not be done with? And I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. Now, this is from the Obi-Wan series, Brent. And Hot Toys, what they've been teasing, they deliver on. So I fully expect Howard's going to be putting out the 5th brother and the 4th sister. And I expect that to be any day. And it really could spill my coffee on this, because these 4 with that Darth Vader is going to be I think it's going to be absolutely sick having this in there. But outside of that, I think when these come out, you've already seen Reva on waitlist. You already see the Grand Inquisitor on waitlist. And I think that the 4th sister and the 5th brother are going to go on waitlist really, really quick. You've gotten almost every version of the DX 28 Brent on waitlist. But let's talk about this. Would they not take advantage of this opportunity, what I'm showing you on the screen? I remember this well. Say what you want about the Obi-Wan series. This scene gave me chills. This scene gave me goosebumps. They've already invested in the Hayden Christensen head sculpt. And I think this could be something that comes out that's only going to be up for a very little bit. But this would be super sweet, dude.
Well,
this would be super sweet, and with this, it could come with this.
I think I agree. I think a removable helmet Vader with a Hayden Christensen head sculpt of that Vader would be epic, and people would want it. And just because, I mean, there's many reasons, but you know, that moment in Return of the Jedi when Luke Skywalker took off his mask, I mean, none of us, you know, if you were 10, 12, 14 years old back then and saw that, it was like everything. I don't even know how to even put it. It's what it was. It was everything, you know. It was, you know, because those movies mattered so much. And, you know, whoever thought you'd ever see what Darth Vader looked like with the helmet off, you know, and here you get a chance to get that when he's damaged from that battle with Obi-Wan on Mustafar in episode 3, but you get him younger with maybe more of a Hayden look. Dude,
I'll be honest with you. I'd much rather have this. I'd much rather have this than the Praetorian Guard, just to be honest with you.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I want Hayden Christensen in his full Dart head sculpt. I don't care if people want to talk all day. The series was good. The series was bad. The series was so who cares?
Nah, who
cares? They're only putting out figures of 1,500 or 1,000. They're giving me a freaking quarter scale Iron Man with serialized at 300. Crap. Give me that with this. My God, this would be. And I think that this is going to come, ladies and gentlemen. I really, really do. I see this in the Wizards' crystal ball. I don't think they're done with the Obi-Wan series with the fourth sister and the fifth brother.
I don't think so.
I really, really don't. But I'll be honest with you. I think I still would rather have this than the fourth sister and the fifth brother.
Well, I think we're going to get.
I really would.
I think we're going to get all of those. I think they you know, what did the image of the fourth sister and fifth brother come out like last September or October? So
they're definitely going to
almost a year.
But dude, I don't think they'll be on for like more than like a month. I think it'll be quick.
You think they'll be available for just that long?
Well, dude, I'm going to show you figures in a little bit. They just put out like last month that are already almost gone. It's crazy what they're doing right now. It's just they're not lasting more than 3 months, some of these. The ones that they've been putting out the last 90 days, it's insane. But second brother, would you I would buy this. It's not even a question for me, but they already invested in the head sculpt. Give me the other half, baby. I'd love this.
Oh yeah. If they turn around, if they did this and had him in the back of the tank.
Oh God.
Man, I mean, do it like the way they did the Iron Man. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh yeah,
you know, the one that's half put together and everything. They can do it. You know, throw it around in a 2-pack with something else.
Talk about something new and fresh, because you've been talking about that.
Yeah,
because I don't have this yet.
That's something that's out of the box. Have Vader in the meditation chamber. Let's do that. That's something that's out of the box.
Well, and would they do it with this? Would they do it with this too? I guess they could give you. I mean, I guess they could give you the whole kip and caboodle with it.
Let me tell you, I'm trying my best to stay out of the statue game, except one that I already have on order. But this other one that Iron Studios has done on the throne, I'm almost at 90% that I'm going to get that. Just because seeing him on that throne with the backdrop of Mustafar right there, that right there spoke volumes. When I turned around and saw Rogue One and what's his name is it was right on the tip of my tongue with Krennic,
Director Krennic,
at his castle, and he just pretty much walked. It was just like, okay, damn. You guys got to do this. But having him on a throne, I mean, if you could put T'Challa on the throne, you guys could do this.
Exactly. You can put Loki on the throne. You could do this.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm gonna throw this to you, Victoria and Jay, but you got to answer to this and also this, because I feel like, and Jay, you may have been the first one who mentioned maybe an Artisan Qui-Gon you see in the crystal ball, but I'm just gonna bring this up because here's maybe something that could also be an Artisan and also from the Obi-Wan series. I mean, this is the outfit of Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end. And then there is Qui-Gon appearing at the end. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we're going to get... I don't think that they're going to store away that Obi-Wan head sculpt from the DX-27 and lock it up in a fortress like they did in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and throw away the key because somebody or some people didn't like this show as much as Irvin Kershner's Empire Strikes Back. You talk about these 1,500 pieces, Jay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We talk Wonder Woman. We talk about these 3,000 pieces like the rooted hair Anakin. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if they did it with both of these? And the Vader, too.
Yeah, I can see it coming. I mean, this, they when Anakin dropped, they pretty much was telling us this new Artisan line is going to be a line of figures, and we have to. And it's all speculation right now, but I mean, it's good speculation. I mean, if they did one Star Wars figure and they did Anakin, you think they're not going to do others? So yeah, I think we're good. I think it's real easy for them to put this out, and people will go crazy, especially that Qui-Gon. I really think the Qui-Gon is a dead ringer because I remember when the Qui-Gon figure first came out, a lot of people liked it. It's still a real good figure, but there were people that were complaining about the head sculpt. I don't know why, because it looks just like Liam Neeson. But if there's anything that I had a problem with, anytime you deal with a figure that has long hair and it's sculpted, you run the risk of damaging the figure, and all that, and the lack of articulation and all that stuff. So making that an Artisan, yeah, can totally definitely see it. As for Obi-Wan, you could definitely see he had longer hair in the series. You could definitely make an Artisan of that too. I mean,
this would be sick. Would they make the beard weirded?
That would be interesting.
Well,
I would really like to see that.
Wouldn't that be weird if they didn't and it would be sculpted?
Right.
Or maybe it won't be. I don't know. I don't know. That would look real as heck, though. Dude, this could be like, that would be like sick technology if they could do it right, dude.
Yeah.
OG just put something in the chat, which I firmly agree with. If you turn around and look at the Sideshow Mythos line of the younger Obi-Wan of Alec Guinness likeness, that's the exact outfit that he's wearing.
Yep, that's right.
That is.
The exact.
That is. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good comment in there for sure.
I really hope and pray that there is a second season of Obi-Wan, because I think we all want more Qui-Gon. I think he was a great character from episode 1. He was stalwart. He had all of the makings of a Jedi, a leader, and Obi-Wan needed him and lost him at a time when he really needed him a lot, and now he's regained him. And I think there's more to mine from the two of them connecting, and it may be a way to shape him to get him to the Obi-Wan that we were introduced to in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And we've got to bridge that. And, this is the way to do it. I mean, what did he do? Did he go to Dagobah and meet with Yoda? Did he, there's so much more to do there. And I am begging for that. And no, good stuff. Right with you there, Brent. Victoria, and let me get you. I know you got to bail out of here pretty quickly, but what do you think? I mean,
I don't think we're done with the Obi-Wan series, and I hope we're not, because I want Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader. I want this Obi-Wan. I love this Qui-Gon, especially with rooted hair. I'd buy it in 2 seconds. Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon with rooted hair. I love the Hot Toys one Victoria right now, but I really would love a Artisan one. I just would. I would love it.
It would be interesting to see. I mean, I think we will get this Obi-Wan at some point. It's his final look, right, from season 1. So presumably it's something that they'll want to tackle at some point or another. I can't imagine that Qui-Gon won't be handled again at some point. Whether or not that's Artisan, possibly. Maybe it'll be a Force Ghost. Maybe they'll try something new, and it'll be like an Artisan Force Ghost, and he'll actually be like blue translucent. I don't know. There's many things they could do that would actually be pretty cool to think about. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, like Jay was saying, Artisan is a line, right? We've only seen the very, 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 very beginnings of it, and what that's going to look like in a year, 2 to 3 years from now could be a pretty expansive line. Like we'll find out. Yeah, I think these would be 2 candidates to that would do pretty well if they are released as Artisan versions.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's kind of like where we're heading. So in closing over here, I'm going to throw this out. Some of these to you real quick, and I'm going to put you like up close. Jay, I'm going to put you on the spot with this. You get to go first.
Cool.
Because I think you're kind of iffy on this. But if we're gonna get a Qui-Gon, couldn't they just also finish that Dark Knight line and give us this?
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. I think we'll get this, and I think this could be a 2-pack at some point. I don't think it will be like Artisan or anything like that.
No.
I mean, nah, it'll be just a stand, but they could. I mean, I think that's the only thing we haven't got from the Dark Knight.
Can you imagine though? Like, let me ask you, what if they did make this an Artisan? This would be like one of the oddest ones in the world. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But I bet you people would buy this.
They would, but I don't think they're going to take that.
No.
They wouldn't take that risk. They wouldn't take that risk. 400 plus figure of Ra's al Ghul. Some would, but most aren't. And I mean, at the end of the day,
I don't need your hair on it though.
Yeah.
I just need this figure to complete the baddies. You're giving me Bane. We got the Joker.
I think we'll get
him.
I think we'll get it at some point. I mean, they have Liam Neeson's likeness, so I think it'll happen. It's just a matter of when.
This is for you, Victoria, and for everybody here. Would you buy this in Artisan?
Hell yeah!
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
All right. So
we don't have it now.
All right. So all right.
Put that out there in the air. Put it out there in the air, please.
All right. So what do they do? Do they do what sells on this? Do they sell 1,500 like the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman with the wool rooted hair, the Warner Brothers 100? Do they do 3,000 like Anakin Skywalker? Do they do 4,000?
3,000. Do 3,000. Do 3,000.
You think so?
Make 3,000. Make it a rarity. Make it a rarity. Have the people go crazy. Have the people go crazy. Let every man, woman, and child person for themselves. Yes. Yep. Let them go crazy, because you're gonna have people. Because if it's a general release, I think it will sit, because right now we're in the era of Gal Gadot. But it's a lot of us.
But as an Artisan, though,
I don't think so.
Nah,
if you bring this out, I think even if it's just a regular release, this will sell out, because
if it's a regular release, yes, but if it's an Artisan, no.
I mean, if it's an Artisan, it's going to pull up the same hype. But if Hot Toys is trying to make their money, this is a cash cow. This one right here is a cash cow right here, because this pulls to the heartstrings of all of us growing up with Wonder Woman. All of us.
Victoria, do you get this? Because I think you're getting something special in the mail. Do you get Linda Carter one?
Oh, hell yeah. I totally would.
You know what's scary is that she looks the same today as she did 45.
I know. I know.
Yes.
You could take the 78-year-old Linda Carter or whatever she is and do the same thing with her, and it would look like this. So, do it.
Putting this up from the OG fan, putting this up there, Be Still My Heart. And he's been a member here for 25 months now. Woo! We got to go ahead and we got to like at least fill him up. Come on, baby. Thank you so much there, OG fan. For
imagine if they did this in a Christopher Reeve Superman.
Oh yeah,
in a 2-pack. Imagine if they did that.
Take my money. Take it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
take it.
Victoria, are you into? Would you get a 2-pack of that? I'm trying to put it back up. I had Superman up. I would. Oh my God, would they even?
What about a Jack Nicholson Joker?
Oh, coming out with that. That figure goes so high, dude. In the secondary market, I think that I'm surprised that we don't have that yet, but it's going to be coming. But yeah, this is. What do you guys think, Artisan with Christopher Reeve? I think that'd be cool.
I would love it.
Yeah,
I would love
with this.
Oh my God, that needs to be an Artisan. We need that as an Artisan. Yes, I would. Yeah.
It was funny, Lil Macho. We were just looking at the Flash the other day, and we was in the movie theater in Tampa where we saw the Flash in the theater, and he saw when they did the CG. The CGI of Christopher Reeve and Helen Slater. And he saw me at that moment. I had a tear down my eye because I was saying that's my Superman right there.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's my Superman right there. And he always brings it up, said, Dad, you was in the theater and I think you were crying. I'm just like, yes, son, because Star Wars and then you had Superman.
Yeah.
Growing up.
It was all together.
Man, you just.
Well, listen, I mean, I'm right with you. Sean Beam says he came just to see the sight clip. So you have to wonder, Sean Beam, is this what they call
him? The Wizard.
So much for your support. I really, really do. Appreciate that. And just for anybody else who's in here as we get ready to call it a night, I'm going to pull this up onto the screen for everybody in here. If I could go ahead and get this up. But if you go to 6scalecantina.com, and a lot of you know and have heard of this website, I've got a brand new, you can see the Courage Show right there, all your latest on the market stuff, but you can go right to this yellow highlighted area and look at right there, the third episode 3 of the Wizard's Crystal Ball is going to be coming up this week, and guess what we're going to be talking about? Exactly this Vader, and I'm going to be diving into some trends and data that tells you why I see it in the crystal ball, and all you got to do to see that, besides believe, is just hit the little join button on the channel and join. I appreciate your support, but guys, this was a phenomenal show. It's always a good time here on 6 Scale Raw. So thank you all so much for joining. Here's how we're going to go, Brother Cousins. I've got the link to Brother Cousins' channel in the video description below, always in the video description below. One of the co-hosts here of 6 Scale Raw. Don't forget to check out all his shows. Best of the Best on Thursday. I will be there, and show him the love. Go right there right now. Click on it. Click on his channel. Hit subscribe. Let's go.
Thank you.
Same thing with Victoria. Victoria's always in the video description below. Had a great time on her channel on Friday. Just so much fun, Victoria. And you can go right to the link, right to the description, click on it, and get to Victoria's Cantina, or just type in Victoria's Cantina. And make sure you guys show her the love. You gals show her the love. Everybody in the Cantina show her the love from one Cantina to the other. Subscribe. And
thank you.
Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But listen, guys, this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So with that, I don't always buy Spotchka apple when I do. I buy it and spill it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
All right. But this is the last time.
Thank you.